poor, I know you will understand it better. Then there is these people we call rich people. And I want to ask you something. You see, we are having two lives. We have the physical life and we have the spiritual life. So if you are a believer, like for example a Christian, and you want to rate people in terms of where do we put them? For example, you are organizing a conference, you are organizing a party somewhere, and you want to put people in stages. You want to put your tickets, okay? You want to have tickets for this occasion. We always have maybe 3 or 4 tickets. What differentiates the tickets? I want you to get this thing very, in a very simple term. Every day people tell you that money is not everything. But I want to ask you a simple question. You have a fundraising, you have a wedding, you have even a burial and at a funeral place, or anywhere where there's a conference where people are meeting. You have a concert, a musician is coming to a certain place. What differentiates the tickets? I'll start from there. People always tell us that money is not everything. So what differentiates the tickets that will take you or give you a seat in a wedding ceremony, in a party, in a music concert? What differentiates the ticket or the seat that you use while going to these parties? Is it your look? Is it your color? Is it just because you're a human being? Is it because you breathe? What differentiates the seats where you take when you go for these parties? It is money. So guys, the reason why most of us are suffering today, it's because during the school period, the school season, you went to school, you went to primary school, you went to high school, you went to Sunday school. I'm generalizing. School is not just where you went to study subjects. School is your life with your mother and father, your life with your friends and families, your life in an institution that is called a school, a primary school, a high school, a college, your life in church, because that's a school as well. Throughout this period, this season, you are never taught the importance of money. Every person at this time taught you that money is not everything. They made you understand that money doesn't define you. But let me tell you, when you come to life, the real life, where you now want to have a seat, you want to park your car, you want to be serviced in a restaurant, in a supermarket, even the church itself, the front seat are not given to ordinary people. Let's not lie to each other. In my shows, I don't lie. I don't try to please people. I tell people things the way they are. Go to your church today. Who occupies the front seats? What qualifies you to occupy the front seat? They will tell you that no, you can just sit. Try and sit in the front seats. Try and get to sit in the front seat in the churches. You will find that the biggest cathedrals in most of the cities, in the capital cities, in most of the places, the front seats are given to politicians who are rich people, businessmen who are rich people, those like musicians who are known who are rich people. Why? Because money defines the physical life. I want people to understand this. We have been taught, schools taught us that money is not everything. Churches tell us money is not everything. Your parents, your family, your society, money is not everything. But I can tell you, if you believe that money is not everything, you are going to suffer. And this is why some of us, including me, suffer today, because we realized late that money is everything. It is money that drives everything. The physical life, you have two lives. There's a spiritual life that only needs the word. You have a spiritual life that only needs the word. You need to go to church, listen to the word. The word in church doesn't feed the physical life, it feeds the spiritual life. Your physical life needs money. My brothers and sisters, you have always been taught that money is not everything. But today I will want to twist your mind and tell you that money is everything. You see, the tithe you're paying today, the churches, 90% of the churches today are not accepting goods for tithe. They are giving you an envelope. How can you take a sack of maize and put it in an envelope? To pay tithe, they are giving you a small envelope. Size of this. How do you use size of this envelope? A maize, sack of maize or beans to put it here. What they are trying to tell you, take the sack of maize or beans, go sell it, get money, and bring it to us as the tithe. If you're still in the world where you are thinking that money is not everything, then you are going to die poor. And you see, poor people, I said, and it's a disclaimer, I'm using poor people so that you understand, but there's nobody's poor. That's what I believe. But I'm using that term so that you understand what I'm saying. Poor people and poor or poverty belongs to lazy society. When you are a lazy person, you become poor, physically poor. You know, it's not spiritually poor. You can be spiritually rich. You know the word of God, you follow the word of God, you are kind to people, but physically you are poor. The reason why people become physically poor is because of laziness. So there are some people who have become so lazy to make money. And because they are so lazy and they can't get that money, they want to pull everybody towards their community. So they want to feed you with the term money is not everything. You don't need money. Money doesn't define you. They want to feed you with that so that you get to join their society. You join their club. You don't work hard to get money. Then we have the second community, the rich people. Rich people who have tasted money and doesn't want you to taste that money. Because of your poverty, they are rich. I want to say that again. There are rich society, the rich community, who understands that if you get to know the importance of having money, they will get poor. They want to keep you poor without money by telling you that, see, even in riches, we are still suffering. Their suffering is not same like yours. A rich man will tell you they are suffering just because his laptop is not charged. He is suffering because his second car cannot start, but he has another car. He will tell you he's suffering because his bed sheets, he did not get the order of his bed sheets. That's his suffering. He ordered bed sheets from Paris, France, or from Italy, and it was not delivered. That is the kind of suffering he's saying he's suffering. That's a rich man telling you that even in my riches, I'm suffering. He is suffering because his diet today missed an olive oil. Because he was served a dinner and there was no olive oil served in that dinner. So they will tell you that they are struggling, they are suffering. But you are suffering because you don't have a breakfast. You are suffering because you don't have a house to put your head when there is rain. You are suffering because you cannot go to an interview because you don't have money to pay for a bus ticket. You are suffering because you cannot pay school fees for your kid who is supposed to join a college. But a rich man is crying because he cannot afford to get a private jet to take his kid to study abroad. Not because he doesn't have a school fees. He cannot get a private jet to fly his kid out of the country to study abroad. So, guys, I want you to understand, money is everything. So don't be misguided that you see even rich people are suffering. They are not suffering. They are at a stage you are not. My brothers and sisters, there is no love that is sweet without money. Oh. Let me be an African, a typical African for that matter. No love that is sweet without money. Oh. Don't be cheated. Love is a very sweet thing, but without money, love is very difficult. You cannot keep a woman, you cannot keep someone's daughter in a house for 1 week without food. You will never, my brother, you will never keep a woman's daughter or a man's daughter in your house without food for a week. They will not stay for the second week. They will leave. There is no love that is sweet without money. Don't be cheated. It is not about, loving money. It is about having money. Work hard. Go thee outside there and work hard and get money. Especially men outside there. Don't be misguided that even without money you can marry. Let me tell you something. Long time ago, during our grandpa's days, and I have said this thing here some few weeks ago, they used to marry without money. You know why? Because there was what we call barter trade. They had farms, big farms in fact, and farms that were so fertile because I'm so sorry. Maybe somebody will think that I'm becoming racist here, but I'm not racist. I'm just saying the truth. There are some European, countries that never supplied us with what we call fertilizers. We never had things called fertilizers. So in our places in African culture, we had what we call manure, compost manure. People used to rear animals. You could have cows, donkeys, sheep, goats. Then in the morning you collect these cow dungs and you mix it with the leaves and some things, and you make what we call a compost manure. So we used to plant our seeds with those kind of manure. During those times, you could go to a garden and get a maize plant with 3 maize cobs. 3 maize cobs. 1 tree of a maize plant having 3 maize cobs. And that time we used to get a lot of produce in the farms. So our grandparents used to do what we call a barter trade. You could marry a woman without money because it was easy for you to get a farm, plant, get this produce, give the food, put the food in stores. The woman will not even have to go work. Man will not have to go work. What you need to do is to have some, feed your cow as well, have what we call it, I think it's called a plow or something, then take it to the garden, till your land, plant, and the life cycle, continued like that. So they never needed money. They only needed their farms. And that's why during that time, people used to marry without money. You could just, in fact, my grandmothers, the way they were married, you didn't even have to go to their parents' home. Other people will go to their parents, talk to the lady. Once you talk to the parents, ladies, and the parents agreed, you will wait for this lady wherever they go. Sometimes, like my grandmom was married when she was going to fetch water. So on your way to fetch water, men will catch you. They will grab you. And you will be grabbed and you will be sent home. And that's how you get married. Sometimes your parents could send you to buy matchbox, or maybe they could send you to buy some loaves of bread. And it was not that they were using money. It was a barter trade. They will give you cassava or maize to take there, give it to the other people, and the other people will give you bread. So on your way to buying this, you will be arrested by some men. Men would be just parading, just running around the homestead until that day that they will catch this woman, and the woman will be taken to the man's home, and that's how they got married. It was as easy as that. So we are out of that generation. We are in our own generation. This is a generation where money talks. And you have to understand that you need money. Money is very important. As a person who follows me, I want to tell you today, if education that we have gotten in primary school, secondary school, colleges, universities have, nothing to do with money. You are told only you have to work hard and get a job. You are getting a job for what? What are you going to pay? Why are you getting a job? It's for money. But then you are being told that money is not important. So why are we getting jobs? If money is not important, let's go to school after coming out of school, go back home and start farming. Get produce, build your houses without money. Right now, the money generation is fading. We are getting to something called a Bitcoin. We are getting to something else, So we have to understand that every generation has its own course. And don't take the old generation and put it in this generation, because you're going to suffer. Those parents, our grandpas, they had their life. That was their generation. They could do it without money. Today, you are not going to do it without money. You need money in your life. You need that money so much in your life. You, my sister and brother, wake up from that sleep, go outside there and do anything possible, as long as it is not illegal. I don't teach people to do illegal business to get money. Do legal business, find money, invest with your little money to make more money. Make money, even if you have, even if you can fill your house with money, make money as much as you can. Make it. Make money as much as you can. Fill all the banks in this world. Only one thing that you should remember: let money don't get into your head to start seeing people, belittling people, walking on top of people, destroying things because you have money. No. Use your money to show kindness. Make money. You cannot even be kind without money. So some people, maybe tomorrow, you will see people going to what we call charity homes, helping other people. How are you going to help people without that money? For how many days will you be smiling at people? Okay, we say that, all right, kindness can be just a smile. People just need a smile. For how long will you be smiling for somebody in Yemen who doesn't have a home, doesn't even have a family? This guy lost family long time ago. They don't even know where they will sleep tomorrow. And you are going there and smiling with them. Are we really helping them? The only thing that is going to help people is when you get that money, enough for you and enough to help other people. Kindness is true. You can smile at people. That's already a kindness. Being kind to people. But in this generation that we have right now, my dear brothers and sisters, we need money. It is very important. That's why I left my country to Bahrain. That's why you who is watching here is in Saudi right now. That's why you are in Dubai. That's why you are in Qatar. That's why you are in Canada. That's why you left your blanket this morning. You woke up, showered, because you want to make something. You want to make money. Don't never accept when somebody tells you money is not everything. Money is everything. Today, it is everything. I started by asking people a question here. The tickets you buy to go for a music concert, what differentiates that ticket? What gives you the upper class? Is it your beauty? Is it for you being a Christian? It is money. Even in our churches today, you cannot get a front seat. Go to All Saints Cathedral in Nairobi. Will you be allowed to sit at the VIP places? Why do they call it VIP? It's because of money. I've never seen a VIP person received in church because he's a good Christian who comes to church every day. I've never seen somebody who tithes every day 100 Kenya shillings or 50 Kenya shillings being given a reception of a VIP. It is money. Guys, let us open our heads. Money is not bad. Just stop loving money, but make money. Don't forget your creator. Remember that money was made by man through a wisdom that came from God. make money. Nobody. The pastors will stand, and sometimes, I like using this because I'm a Christian and I see this happening. They will stand in front of the church and tell people money doesn't matter. And in front of them, the people who are sitting in the front row are people who have money. The people who are in the back row are people who don't have money. Like, seriously? You go to a concert where a motivator like me is, and the motivator is motivating and telling people that, money is not everything. And then, when you look at the front row, the people who are sitting next to him are all the people who have money. Money is everything. The only problem is that when people get money, it gets into their head. And once it gets into your head, you forget that you have to be kind. You forget that money comes and goes. You forget that, you are supposed to help people. When God gives you money, He gives you so that you can help other people as well. That's why sometimes, I don't know, most of the Kenyans who are here, who are watching me right now, I always tell my friends that, you see, there's this woman called Akode. Akode is a woman who a lot of people say that, her past and the way she made her money was like this, like that. Yes, it might be the wrong way, but you see, her heart of giving will one day see you seeing this lady walking towards that place that you want to walk to, and you walking to the wrong place. Once you get money, respect people, help people, be the guide, be somebody who gives or does something that is good in the hearts of people. Somebody is saying, don't use all your what? Your life looking for money. So Blossom Flossie, what do you want to use your life doing? So, I will tell you, people who are lazy, I'll tell you how the world runs. One day I told you here that there are so many secrets that are kept. There are so many big secrets that are kept. And the people who keep these secrets are the people who have tasted. The rich people who have money, will never tell you money is everything. A poor person, somebody who doesn't have money, and he doesn't even know how to make it, will always tell you money is not everything. But tomorrow, he will be in your inbox, oh, I cannot take my child to school, or we don't have school fees, or we don't have food. If money is not everything, so why are you asking people to help you? Listen to me, money is everything. You cannot watch this live video here without money. You will not breathe today. Go to any hospital today and get oxygen for free. Go anywhere here. Go anywhere, any bus stop, and stop a bus and pick it for free. Until that day that you will put it in your head that money is everything, that's the time that you will know that for real, I really need to get up and fuck up and go and work for that money. You cannot dress. Today you cannot even dress without that money. Sometimes they tell us that donations are there, that, there's charity. This charity today, go behind the doors. Go behind the doors of charity organizations that are across the world. See how money is working. Some of the clothes you are buying, the Filipinos call it ukay ukay. Some of the people call it, mitumba. Some of the people call it second used clothes and whatever. Do you know where they come from? 50% of these clothes are charity. But what happens? Once they are given as charity, some other people sell it. If you don't realize this, you see, we will keep on struggling. And the people who struggle, they will be convinced. In fact, a rich person can convince you so well that money is not everything until you believe that, it is not everything. They will convince you by telling you how they are suffering. But when you sit down with them, for me, when somebody comes to me and they tell me that I'm suffering, I don't have this, I tell them that, oh, so how are you suffering? Then they start mentioning to you, my car, I took it to the garage, they told me that it's blah, blah, blah. Then I'm like, which of your car? The one I bought in 2018, so I have to use the one I bought in 2020. So, is this person really suffering? Then that person will tell you that even as the rich people, we suffer. They don't suffer. They suffer for luxury. A person who can afford the basic thing is not suffering. As if you cannot afford a basic thing, it means you cannot buy it. You don't have a house, you don't have clothes, you don't have food. What brings all this? Where will you get a house for free? Who's going to give you food for free every day? Who's going to give you clothes for free every day? It's only money. We are out of the era where barter trade used to happen. We are in the era where you've got to have money to get everything. Sometimes I don't always have time to argue with some people. So the guy, Joe, and somebody keep on arguing. It's your right to say no, and you don't have to feel ashamed. You've got to be proud of saying no. So don't mention. That is showing how weak you are. That shows how stressed you are. You have a problem that you have to fix before you come arguing with people. Because once you mention to me, I don't feel ashamed, it means that there's a problem you need to fix, Jen. There's a problem you need to fix. Once you fix that problem, then you can come proud enough and say no. Because these are some of the things that I help to coach people here. If you have to disagree with somebody, don't mention to them that, I don't feel ashamed. When you tell people you don't feel ashamed, it means that you don't even, trust what you're talking about. Because negatively, you are impacting yourself. I don't feel ashamed. So who told you to feel ashamed? That means that there's something that you've got to fix. So that's why sometimes people just pop up. Sometimes we have so many things in our heads that we have to fix. So you just get something and you want to disagree with people, you want to agree with people. Don't just agree with everything. But if you agree with everything, agree proudly. Don't tell somebody that you don't feel ashamed of agreeing to this. When you tell somebody, I don't feel ashamed, it's already that there's a fear in you, you're feeling ashamed of it. That's what we call a reverse psychology. But when you feel like, when you are proud, just tell somebody, I am proud to say no to this. That's a perfect way of doing things. When you do things with a negative kind of assertiveness, then it means that there's something you've got to fix. But anyway, people, getting out of that, because such kind of people always make me get out of the topic. So I don't want to get out of the topic. So, you don't have to pretend. Don't pretend that money is not everything. It is a pretentious, and I will tell you, some of the people, like maybe if you ask this guy, Jean Golbon 802, who is saying here money is not everything. These are people who maybe live in the UK, who has a house, has something, has 3-4 cars, and then they will come and tell you. See, sometimes this is what made me get out of LinkedIn. I will tell you something, and I will give you the different kind of lives people live. You see, in Bahrain, where I live here, I've lived in Kenya. I was brought up in Kenya, and I lived in Kenya for 20 years before coming to Bahrain. So these are the different times, and I want to tell you people, especially those who are watching this, and I'm telling you money is everything, and Joe and somebody is telling you it's not everything. I will tell you how life is different from Africa and in the outside world. This is somebody who has an access to what we call credit cards, an access to what we call loans, an access to anything on credit. In Africa, like for example, place where I come, for you to build a house, and we build concrete houses, for you to build a house, I am a Kenyan. Somebody is asking, are you a Kenyan? I am a Kenyan. For you to build a house, you have to start from scratch from your pocket. If you go to my home right now and you see my concrete house, there's nothing like a credit used on it. There's nothing like a loan used on it. You see, in Bahrain here, I told you the other time that my first iPhone, I bought it on credit. You just walk to a shop, you show them your identity card, they go through it, they look at your basic salary, and they know that you can afford that. Once they confirm that you can afford it, you are given this mobile phone, you do a down payment, which is something that you can pay. Then the remaining amount, you pay it on a monthly basis. Go to Kenya, go to a shop in Kenya. Who's going to give you that credit? Who's going to give you mobile phone, an iPhone, to pay it on a monthly basis? You have to work for it. So sometimes when I tell people money is everything, somebody living in UK or Bahrain will not understand me. They will not understand. That's why I'm teaching people who need to understand it. I'm teaching people who need to understand it. I'm not teaching people whose government is there to support. You know, rightfully, sometimes back, COVID hit, like in places like Bahrain here. Government was all over supporting people, you know, giving companies money to pay the employees. Personally, I'm a Kenyan, but I was paid by a Bahrain government. My salary was paid by a Bahrain government for almost 7 good months. The Kenya where I come from, my country, when lockdown happened, no business was compensated. So guys, I'm telling you, when I teach you here, because I teach people that I know, I teach from different background, from different bridges. So you need to understand, my African brother, work your ass out. Don't listen to somebody in UK who can afford to be credited a car or a house and pay it in 10 years, and you listen to them telling you money is not everything, and you can't afford that credit facility. No one is going to give you credit facility. You've got to work, get that money, and change your life. Some of our kids can't go to school because these people misadvised us. They told us money is not everything. Then we said, okay, we will not work, you know, but for them, they are telling us money is not everything, yet they are being facilitated. At 18 years, a government is putting money in somebody's account. Which government in Africa gives even just $20 in your account at 18 years? Some of the European countries, some of the countries in the Gulf here, once you get married, you start getting money from the bank, from your government. Why are they doing that? Because money is everything. And once they get that money, they want to come here in live and tell us money is not everything. Why are their governments giving them money? Hello? Their governments give them money, credit their bank accounts, give them credit facilities, because money is everything. Then they stand and tell us it is not everything. Come on, guys. You know, for me, the lives I do here, I do them after scrutinizing things. I just don't come and then make noise. I teach people to understand. Don't be lied. You know, we Africans, especially we Africans, the whites have really lied to us. And this is now somebody's making me to go bold now. We have been lied to for quite some time. You know, we have been lied for quite some time. The whites have lied to us for quite some time, and I'm sorry to say that. The reason being, these people are supported. They are supported by their governments, they are supported by their organization, their societies and everything, but they stand there and tell us money is not everything. Why are they getting the money? Why are they being given money? Why their bank accounts are being credited with money? At 18 years old, they already get money from their governments. Where will you get that money? Who's going to credit you with that money? If you don't work hard, my African brother, you don't work hard, your life is going to be miserable. We will, and that's why we still depend on loans from outside Africa. The reason why the European, the loaners, the World Bank, they lie to Africans. Oh, you don't have to do this, because they want to give us loans and then come and take our resources. without understanding that money is everything, it will be so hard for you to make ends meet.